what I'm saying, guys, I'm basically explaining the concept of most team fights in low elo. It's just a bunch of people formed up as five, ramming their heads together, and that's not really optimal. A lot of the time, it's better to be flanking, to be threatening from the side. As I explained, there's a line here. One team's behind that line. It's nice. Enemy team has to go forward, right? So what's going to happen is the tanks are going to walk forward. Everyone's going to backpedal on this team and hit the tanks, and then the carries over here. They're kind of playing catch up, right? And so here's our line again. If you, instead of being Diana standing here doing absolutely nothing, if you're instead just hiding here, any of these places are great. You don't actually have to go in unless it's very juicy, but you can just wait, right? The ball's in the enemy's court because you have the good positioning, so they're the ones who have to go in, and you can just threaten. And then, of course, like I said, right, tanks go forward, 80 mid lane are playing catch up, and then they're completely exposed because everyone else is wrapped up in the fight, and you just run out to kill the carry. Or because they know they'll die, they have to stand back here zoned, and you get to kill all the tanks for free. So that's what this example is about. Perfect example. We're all formed up. We have our line. All right, this is our line. Beautiful. I really don't like the way that we're running forward. It's completely unnecessary, right? The enemy is the one with the agency here. So what a perfect setup here would be is someone in this bush. It can be Diana. It can be Leona. It probably shouldn't be Sion. And this guy can also E this wall. I think it's E. Can dash over this wall and come around to the exact same thing. You can imagine, right? You start the dragon, Sion tanks, Callista hits, enemy's forced to come in, and then someone pops out of this bush. Of course, it doesn't look that clean. We're not an organized team. We're a bunch of solo queue players. But regardless, Diana doesn't really contribute much here because he's always playing catch up, right? Imagine Diana's in this bush right now. E, 2 dead. Insta, right? Because they make this mistake. But then what should happen is our team's here. They're a bunch of clowns. They don't think about checking the bush. They walk up, they die. And you can do a lot with this, right? Nice benefit of getting the mid wave before the fight starts is they won't have vision here. And so Diana could be here. And you can imagine in this position, right? Diana's here. This is very GG looking. So again, Diana kind of Bing chilling, achieving nothing. Red team can't find an engage. And by this moment, when they finally have someone to hit, everyone's low health. The fight started and we're already at 60% health as a team. And it's a struggle to find an engage. We just win because we're fed. So that's a beautiful example of that concept. I don't know. Do I have some other examples of that one? I think we'll see that a bunch of times. But there's two main things I want to talk about when it comes to team fighting, and that's one concept, and the other one is taking free damage. Oh, what am I doing? Okay, it's bugged. A lot of the time, people like to take free damage, walk forward, take free damage all the time. I'll give a great example in this VOD from China, I think it was. Of some crazy Chinese players playing the game absolutely phenomenally because their team fighting is so good. We're going to be looking at red team here because they're the absolute Giga Smurfs. We'll mainly be looking at the Ornn and the Nautilus and just watching how they don't take free damage. So we'll get to carry rolls soon, guys, but we're mainly talking about flankers. Now we can talk a bit about tanks, how their role works in team fights. So the one big thing we're going to notice is as long as you are hitting the enemy, you're winning the fight, and there's no agency on you to do anything, right? So right now, all of the agency is on blue team because we have people on blue team taking damage and no one on red team's taking damage, right? You'll agree? Callista's hitting, Phyllis not hitting, right? So all the agency is on blue team. So at this moment, anyone who goes forward is just giving them someone to hit. So it's very important to save your CC and to save your health bar for when something like this happens, right? When you're dealing free damage and they're not doing anything, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to use any cooldowns. You can just hit, be a happy boy. It's the moment that these guys die or that you're in blue team's position where you're not dealing damage and they are. That's when you start need to using cooldowns, right? That's when you need to hook in. That's when you need to flash on someone. That's when you have to do something. Because what we can essentially do right here, right? We can all just hit them completely for free, doing a bunch of free damage, right? And we pause at this moment. Now it looks a bit different, right? Of course, this wall's completely faker, but look where Ornn is, right? Now Ornn can take free damage. The moment Ornn's out of the picture, there's no one to damage, right? He knows that, but his team can still hit this guy. So he's a smart boy. He does a little knock up, and then he gets out. Right. So he does his knock up because he saved his CC this whole entire time here. He saved CC, saved CC. There's no need to really use anything because no one's taking damage. Now he uses it because now he's someone on his team can take damage. And now he flashes as soon as the CC ends again because he doesn't want anyone on his team taking damage for free. Because now we've got the exact same thing. We've got 5 people hitting these 2 guys. Phyllis is not hitting. Alright. Now, we didn't have someone to hit, so that's when Nautilus uses his hook. Exact same concept, right? We need someone to hit. We have someone to hit now. Awesome. We hit him. We hit him. Great work, guys. Team fights won. And you can very easily see, right, just in the HP bar difference on the 2 tanks, that was the difference, right? Might not be the difference for the whole fight, but it's the difference between them living. And a lot of the time it will be for the whole fight. I think there's another example from this game as well of them being completely faker. Very similar position yet again. We're all formed up. Something I want to talk about as well is being at your objectives on time. Just if there's 30 seconds to an objective, I don't care what you're doing, be there. That's going to be the new rule for solo queue games. You get to an objective first, it's a lot easier to team fight. And especially, if you're an E carry, you can set up with this whole river to kite down. And if you're a flanker or something, you can get in your good flank. You can clear out vision, you can be ready to go. So that's what they've done, right? They're all here on time. They're a bunch of good boys. On TP straight to his team to be a good boy. And we're going to see the exact same thing from both the tonks again. All right, 3 damage. Beautiful. So here, right, we have someone to hit. Orn's backing up. He books forward, takes a bit of damage, but it's all right. But a lot of the time right now, in games like this, someone would see this and the Orn would just flash in and try and fucking auto attack someone, right? Completely pointless. We've got to get a kill for free, right? We save our CC until this guy's dead, then we go in. So we even see there, right? Norse flies in just to CC them, immediately flashes out. Because he doesn't want to give them someone free to hit. Orn even ease backwards because he's kiting, doesn't want to give them someone to hit. And now it's back on, right? So we kill what's in front of us is the big takeaway from this. We kill what is straight in front of us. Anytime you're dealing damage to someone, there's no need to blow any cooldowns. You just hit that guy, you kill him. The moment he dies and you need a new target, that's when you start throwing CC. That's when you flash forward. That's when you engage. Or the moment that they're hitting your team and you're not hitting them, that's when there's a problem. So like in this example, very obviously, right? Go back here to when Kaliot hits. There's a billion players in the universe. I see that 3-man knock up, and Diego says, "Oh, I can hit them all with my ult." He's hinting, right? Same thing with Ornn. Maybe an Ornn here would flash W, give them someone to hit for free. Completely unnecessary. Instead, we wait till everyone's dead, and then we start going forward. Much nicer. Really good team fighting Chinese players. Okay. Objective position. What is this? I have some more clips. What are these from? Oh, this is a very similar concept. Okay, so this is same thing about before, mainly about flanking, being on the sides. All right, this is from one of my pro matches last split. Very hype series, best of 5, semi-finals, winner goes to grand final. Very, very fun one. One thing knows, look how we're positioning, right? We're starting Baron, but we're never all 5 here. Very infrequently will you see this. The only time you ever see people balled up with 5 is when this Aphelios who's 0-5, maybe he's 10-0 and he's the only person on our team who does anything, we all clump up on him, right? So you can kind of ask yourself in your game, right, how do we win this game? Like, who needs to stay alive? Like, do we need to kill their carry? Do they have to kill ours? Usually it's kind of not an answer of that at all. It's just everyone's useful because it's just a random solo queue game. But if this is 10 kill Aphelios, we're all stacked up here like good boys. But that's not the case. Ari's strong, he can do his thing. So Ari's on the side doing that flank. And it's that exact same thing, right? We got that line. And their tanks can't cross it, right? If we're all 5 here, and they all dive forward and we all kite back, Ari's back here, he's not threatening their carries, they can freely walk up and hit our front line. But here, if Hecarim just randomly ults forward to here, right? Everyone's trying to play follow. Not everyone can just dive forward because Ari will be on the side who hit a charm on a carry, and that guy will be very sad. So just by her standing here, they can't walk forward. Right? If they go forward, all he has to do is stand here and wait until someone walks up, and then they're dead. Very good positioning. Fortunately, we're completely trolling and can't do Baron. And it's a bit awkward. Goes for quite a while. Goes for a real long while. But I'm an absolute genius. I've realized that they've got this side covered. So this is another thing which not really important in lower elo. Because people aren't really worrying about flanking. But when someone is flanking like this, you need someone to mark them. Obviously, if Ari is left unchecked and she can come shit here, she can just look for charms, eventually one hits and they all die, right? So they've got Jace marking her. Jace can absolutely stop her from doing anything crazy. So I realized that they've got her marked, so I'm going to come from the other side, hit this fat engage. Absolutely awesome. Don't hit my E, very sad for me. And the fight doesn't end up going great, but it's not anything to do with that. We just walk into Veigar cage, all that good stuff. But this engage looks very juicy, right? And that all comes from here. If I'm standing here with the boys, I can't make this engage. So very nice. Look for the flanks, look for the engages. I think I've got a billion examples from this series actually. This was a really good series for team fighting. This might be the same game even. These fights don't just go for neutrals. Obviously they work a lot nicer on neutrals. Which is what I want people to try to do is show up for neutrals, mainly just for the fight. Here's another great example, right? I'm not standing here like an absolute bot with the boys. Neither is Jace. Maybe he should. Honestly, he probably should be. I don't know why he's here. But because we're playing Fog of War, we're playing on the side, we get this nice engage, right? Very juicy. That's a pretty nice fight for me. And then it kind of goes into chaos and whatever. Just watch it out for fun. What a series, boys. I got another one from this series, which would be nice we can look at. This is a separate game. Same thing, we're all formed up. Ari's on the flank doing her thing. She's being marked. That's fine. I'll go from this side to try and do my thing. Exact same spot. Exact same spot on the wall. Awesome. Alright, I hit my engage, right? So right now I've created someone for our team to hit, which is great. I've given our team someone to hit. Ari can deal damage. Graves can soon deal damage. He's a little bit zoned, but that's fine. But immediately I flash out, right? Because depends what champion you're playing, of course. But by giving our team someone to hit, I gave them me to hit. So I'm not doing this unless I have Zonya or Flash. If I don't have Zonya or Flash here and I do that, I instantly die. It's not worth it. Which is why Ari Charm is great compared to Leona E. It's non-committal. But I have Flash, so I'm happy doing this. I immediately Flash because I don't want to give them my health bar. Alright, we have someone to hit, they don't. Awesome. Free kill. And then it goes to shit again. Is this... This looks like deja vu to me. Is this the same clip? Am I trolling? Was that the same clip? Hold up. Okay, I'm going insane. I think I've taken one of my timestamps wrong. Oh no. Okay, it was the same clip. Alright, my bad. It's the same. I'm a good coach, guys. I hope this is not the same one. Maybe it is. Okay, it's not. Beautiful. It just looks the same. Deja vu, boys. They still haven't figured out my secret flanking tech. Alright, so I'm looking for the exact same thing again. And we hit this big thing. Awesome. But the problem is we're giving them someone to hit. Very sad. So my team's trolling down here. But looking for the flank is very nice. And this is just like a kind of a testament to marking the flanker as well, which is not that important in most solo queue games because people aren't really flanking. The way to visualize this for like applying in low elo, imagine all the crazy Kiana one-trick players you get in your games who are 11-0 and just drop minion waves, run into the enemy jungle, and appear teleport behind you and kill you. These guys are crazy. They're all through low elo. The Kiana players, they're absolute psychopaths. You never see the Kiana player standing here. All right, he's always fucking here or here, and he's doing some shit like that. All right. So you could be that guy. If you know that they're trying to be that guy, someone can look to mark them. Um, and this kind of goes into playing the team fights as carries also, right? So when you're playing like 80 carry or you're playing mid laner, um, all you got to do is you just got to watch out for. Well, first, you have to try and find someone to hit anytime you're dealing damage, as I've explained, right? If you're hitting, your team's winning. That's all that matters. So whenever you can get your team in a position where you're winning just by you dealing damage, it's great. Like sadly, you're 80 carry, so you don't have much of a say in that. Um, but the big thing to look at is what threats there are to you. So in all of these clips, right? I'll pull up a random one. Uh, you can just imagine it from 80 carry's point of view. Say, what are the big threats to me? I'm Zeri. What are the big threats to me? All right, it's Leona, it's Ari Charm, and it's Ornn. That's it. Okay, Ornn's probably not too big of a threat. I see him sitting in front of me. He's not going to CC me randomly. So it's Ari, Charm, and Leona. So we've got to find out where they are. I'm going to keep track of them. So Leona E, Ari E, Leona R. That's all we have to worry about. So here, he doesn't see me. Okay, he sees me now. But that's all he's got to keep an eye on, right? So he's doing a good boy, right? He's playing here, right? In our previous clip, he was up here. He got engaged on by me. Sad boy. And then the moment those cooldowns are down, you can kind of do whatever you want. So here, he's got to be scared, right? He's got an Ornn coming. He's got an Ornn E. He's been a sad boy, got hit by a and died. But say he just waits for those things to come out, right? He plays safe until the Leona E's come out, until the Ornn ults come out. Ari's not there. He's completely fine to go absolutely nuts. You can start flashing forward. You can start going completely nuts, hitting whoever you want, skipping hitting tanks and going straight for the backline, things like that. Beautiful. Um, and this is another nice little clip as well, which I think that people get way too tunnel vision. So this is mainly for junglers. People get way too tunnel visioned on killing objectives. Uh, Objectives aren't really the most important thing. A lot of the time, by trying to steal the objective or play to get the objective, you're just losing the fight. So the perfect example here is Trundle, right? First thing to note is Gnar uses Mega by accident. Very sad for him. Doesn't have Mega Gnar. Blue team does not want to fight without Mega Gnar. Right? It's pretty staple thing. So right now, red team forced the dragon, knowing he doesn't have Mega, which is a good play. And instead of Trundle being a complete NPC bot like he would be in every single gold game I've ever seen in my life, instead of running in here and trying to smite it, in which case everyone on the enemy team would focus him and he would just die for free. If he gets the dragon, it doesn't matter. He just died for free, right? And now the fight's not looking great. Instead of that, we just wait it out and we play for the fight, right? And so by giving up the dragon, just playing for the fight looks a lot nicer. So a lot of the time, don't int your entire HP bar for a dragon because again, that comes back to the first concept, which is giving the enemy someone to hit for free. You don't want that, right? If Trundle walks here right now, no one on his team is dealing damage. Everyone on the enemy team is dealing damage. It's a really bad situation. So you don't want to be doing that. And then exactly this happens, right? Wukong is the only... Okay, this guy gets flipped in. Say this guy doesn't get flipped in. Wukong's the only one dealing damage on red team, which is... doesn't matter. 5 people on blue. This engage is very far forward, right? So again, if we have Camille on the side, right, which makes this engage look a lot better. If Camille's here and Wukong does this, and he immediately hook shots off this wall and hits a carry, it's a great follow-up, right? Because now you have people hitting on red team. But because Camille's coming from the front, he doesn't really get a nice engage. Doesn't look great. But then again, we do hit this flip. So we can look at it from so many angles, right? We do hit this flip. Awesome, we have someone to hit. There's no reason for Wukong to go forward anymore, right? If he still has his W, if he still has his flash, he can just use it to flash out right now. We get this free damage, and the moment this guy's dead... Okay, he's taken ages to die. He's dead. Alright, cool. Everyone's freed up. If Wukong's still alive here because he played safer until that guy died, now he re-engages. And he gives his carries someone new to hit. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. All right. What else do we have? Okay, so that's mainly objective fighting, but team fighting in general. Way more important to look for flanks because people really don't want to do it. And that's lucky for AD carry because if you're an AD carry main, you're having a very happy time because unless you're versing that crazy Kiana player I talked about, no one's flanking you, which makes your life very easy. And just a little thing as well, a lot of the time, the flanker who's playing here, if you're that guy, you don't have to go in, right? You don't always have to go in. As I said, right, you've got two tanks here, they go forward, they leave their backline alone back here. If their backline tries to walk up and you get that very juicy, I can one-shot them all kind of angle, you go for it, great. If they don't do that, which they shouldn't, right? If they don't all walk up like crazy people, they instead play kind of cautiously. You got to realize as well, tanks are taking damage, their carries aren't dealing damage. You standing here is enough. Don't have to go in. If you go on the backline, now they have someone to hit. Okay, this kind of looks like a dick. Um, you get the point. Shit. Here's just a little clip someone sent in. Um, obviously, this is just a very scuffed example. All right. So right now, who's dealing damage and who isn't? Everyone on blue team's dealing damage to Aatrox. Varus is not in range. No one else up here is in range. Awesome. But ZW's forward. Now Varus is dealing damage. All right. So you can imagine here, if he doesn't do this at this moment right now, Aatrox is either dead or flashing away. If he flashes away, you've won. If he dies, you've won. You're a happy boy. But we've given them someone to hit for free, and so we die for free. But of course, right, if we just wait until Aatrox either dies or flashes out, right? Imagine we still got everyone up. We're all four formed up here. We're ready to go still. We go for it. Awesome. It would look a lot better. And now we get absolutely wrecked. And this slightly plays into the next thing I want to talk about, which is vision. It's fighting to a vision. So this is really great about what I talked about in last session, which is that concept of going through lanes, right? Instead of going straight to dragon, which is bad. You only do that if you don't have time. You instead go through a lane. So usually it's mid lane, can be a side lane, it's fine. So you go through mid lane, push in a wave, enemy team catches it here, awesome. Walk into dragon. Alright, we're completely set up, we're happy boys. Cool. So here's our line, right? We've established a line. This is our line. This is where our vision is. Everything past that line is theirs. Everything on the other side of it is ours. So our line kind of like this. Very nice. Moment you cross this line, you're inting. That's the rule. Okay. So you get to fight in that area. Anything past that line, you're inting. I'm going to pull up some replays, and we're going to be able to look at them from POV to kind of see this concept as well. But there's a few problems. So in this clip, obviously they have fiddlesticks. This is like probably the most extreme version. You run into this vision, you don't have a ward in this bush, you don't have a ward here, it kills you all. Very sad, right? Another thing is in general in League, it is a lot easier to fight when people come towards you. It's a lot easier to hit skill shots, especially. So we've already talked about tanks go forward, AD carries mid laner play catch up. They can't really deal damage, and then this team gets to deal damage for free. It's nice, right? But also, have you ever tried playing like an Ezreal 1v1 and you're running into the guy and he's running away from you? It's a lot easier to hit skill shots, the guy running towards you. So it's that as well, right? You're running in here. First of all, you don't see the skill shots coming because you've crossed that line. They've got their pink wards like wherever the hell they got them, and you can't see anything. So you're not going to see them coming. They're going to be harder to dodge. And then you've got Fiddlesticks who does this. And then also, we've talked about this, right? Here's our line. We want them to come in. Maybe we give them a bit more space, right? Maybe we give them this line. Awesome, that's fine. If they cross this line, right, they're here, they're in our vision, we're hitting skill shots easy, their tanks are overextended, being taking damage for free, but it also gives our flankers the chance to do this, right? They can come behind. But if we cross that line, right, here's our line, we cross that line, where's the furthest up their flanker can be, right? We've got this vision, they can't be in front of that, right? If their flanker walks like here, he just dies. He can't be here. He can't be past that line. The best place their flanker can be is like here or here. So it's not a flank. It's not a flank until we cross this line. So once we go past here chasing, if it's not a good time to chase, this guy's now behind us. And now the exact same concept happens, right? Our tanks go forward, our carriers are playing catch up. This guy is now behind, and we're dead. So, clips do I have of this? I have a Diana mid game. Might be freeballing more here. Alright, I'm gonna open a Cali game. Oh no, not this one, not this one. Trolling. One moment. I love when there's a fiddlesticks though. It's the biggest exploiter of overchasing in division. My coach always flamed us. He would always turn POV, like vision POV for one team on and just show the line of vision, and the moment we crossed it, we lost the team fight. Which is beautiful. I don't know if we have clips for this game. Wait, I have notes. Timestamps VODs. Okay, oh, this is a bunch of team fighting. Okay, so this might have a bit of everything. This is sent in from one of you guys, which is great. Awesome, so we're kind of loosely formed up. Very nice. But this is the exact concept of the vision line. We'll go to our vision, see what it looks like. So first thing, right? This should have all been cleared ages ago, but it's not cleared, which is fine. But instead of being here in front of them, right? We can just hide in this bush, perhaps. And you remember, right? When we don't have to worry about playing for kills. Everyone always wants to play for kills. We can just play for positioning and the objective, right? So just by you standing here, even if they know that you're here, it doesn't matter, right? Because what do they have to do? They have to walk in here. Once they cross this point, you're behind them. You pop out, you kill them, right? So just by you standing here, they should know they can't contest this, and they give it, and you're a happy boy. But of course, if they want to int, you pop out behind them and kill them. It's great. But this is our line, right? It's our line we cannot cross, and we're about to cross it, and it's not going to go well, I promise you. Oh, we're crossed our line, and there comes the fiddlesticks. Fight turns out pretty bad. When it was completely won, right? You could tell from the position. There were a few things there, right? We kind of were playing a flank champion and we gave it up, which wasn't great. Our Draven's trolling as well. But we've also overchased past that vision line with no real need to, right? There's no objective, there's no anything important. Launch team fights. Cool, we're going to Dragon, and this time they're set up on it. No, they're not. We're set up on it. Okay, cool. So again, very nice to be at objective first. It is a lot easier to do the flanks when you're there first, but I think we've done the exact same thing and chasing their vision. Completely trolling. But it's fine, it's still winnable. We just lost a guy. But again, now we're coming from the front, and our flankers aren't exactly flanking when we come from the front. And just something else that's really nice in League. Look at the, God, I got so much open. These natural choke points are really good for fighting in. You guys have probably seen a bunch of RTS games, right? You send like 100 guys down this choke point, and they can only stand. You know, it's like the 300 from Sparta, right? They're in like a cavern. You can stand like 5 guys, and they're fighting 5v5, even though there's 100 guys back here. But then this team has got like 50 guys here, so it's 50v5 at a time. It's kind of broken. Um, so that's why these natural chokes are so good. And this is another reason why teams mainly go through mid lane when they contest Dragon, especially when you play comps with Rumble and big CC, things like this. This choke point is a lot bigger than like this one and this one, and so you don't get stuck in that thing where you got this army of Persians at the mouth and the Spartans in the choke. Um, so it's a lot nicer to have that one rather than, you know, the alternative, which is their Persian army like this. Um, Good analogies. Another nice thing as well. This is all the carry players. Um, you know, you play like weirdo champions like Kayn and things that go through walls. Yeah, it's crazy. How do you play Caitlyn? Can't play Caitlyn. What you want is you want space to kite, when you're playing in this area, it's like kiting is like this, right? You gotta like dodge around 6 million walls. You want to kite like this and like this. So it's very nice in that aspect that lanes are straight line, rivers are straight line. Um, so when you come through a lane, right, you enter like this. At any point, if the fight happens any point here, you go this way. If the fight happens any point here, you either go this way or this way. And if the fight happens any point here, you go this way or this way. So you always have a back line to infinitely run down. You're never using up this whole space, which is very nice as well. But we've chased into the Persian army. We're sad boys. And we'll go to the next one. Good with my analogies. I like them. Alright, what are we doing here, boys? We saw Fiddle. Oh, we're in front of our vision, and I think we int here. Okay, we do a little int. Okay, so there's not much to say about this one other than just an int. But I think what Warwick does is a bit too much, so we can look at that as well. Right? So at this moment, Diana's functionally dead. Don't worry about her. Is any of the carries on this team dealing damage? The answer is no. Any of the carries on this team dealing damage, Draven's beating the shit out of them for free, and they're all stuck in a wave, which is nice. Warwick is only giving them someone to hit, right? So Civ is hitting Warwick right now. Warwick just stands back here because he doesn't function. He doesn't contribute anything. He's not changing the fight. He can just stand back here, wait until these guys are either dead or they start being a threat to the carries, or Civ starts being able to hit. Then he pops the ult, and this looks a lot better because we're not 1v4 where we're not dealing damage. 31. Oh, that guy's the best player in the world. Oh, okay, so this is an awesome one. I like this. I like entering from a different space to your team when you don't have to be with them. Here we are, we're trying to enter. They get this sick engage, very sad for us. But now we can look counter engage, right? We still got ult. Go here, pop over, give it a go. It's very nice. So you can counter engage very well. As I explained in this example, right? We've got our line, they go forward, you counter engage. It's very nice. So you can engage first if it's juicy. Otherwise, counter engages are nice, but you just wait until everything's kind of done and dusted. So there was a nice angle for one there. I do like the positioning on that one though. Okay. And it's always a struggle to enter when we don't have vision. Ah, perfect example. Warwick's in trouble. So Warwick is not listening to my coaching right now. Goodbye, Warwick. Beating the shit out of this guy. Awesome. Alright, right now, if Warwick turns around, Fiddlesticks is just taking damage for free, right? Warwick runs forward, and he's giving their whole team someone to hit right now. Doesn't matter if he kills this guy, because something we're going to start doing as well, guys, is this guy is functionally dead. So when we think about team fights, we don't care about killing every single person we see. We care about winning the team fight. This guy's functionally dead. He will never contribute something to this fight again. At most, he will ult a tank from 6 billion range and then go base. He's not doing anything useful. So he's functionally dead. We don't have to worry about him anymore, so we've got to turn around and go to the people who aren't dead. So it'd be much nicer. He wouldn't be dying for free. Sivir would be dealing 0 damage. Warwick would be over here, and he'd be peeling these guys and killing these guys. And as a team, our Diana also wouldn't be trolling, right? Because right now, instead of playing this guy's out of the fight, so instead of playing 5v1, and then eventually when Shaco goes in, 5v2, and then eventually Aatrox comes, alright, cool. The other two are already dead by now, or very low, so whole time these two guys aren't in the fight. So we're giving them someone free to hit, naughty boys. Awesome, so we got that one. Very nicely. The last thing that we're really going to look at is ending the game. Okay, ending the game. So this one is a fun one. So I've got some good example and I've got some bad examples. So this is for all those games where you feel like you're gonna have an emotional breakdown after because you were on the enemy nexus and you were about to win and then you lost. which happens all the time and has happened to me in very important playoff games. Sec, guys. Where am I? Here we go. Okay, so this is a good example. This is from one of my pro matches. Which week was it? Kanga. This was last week? Yes, no. This was from the last 2 weeks. One of the last 2 weeks I played this match. Alright. We're happy boys. We're 7k gold ahead, we have 3 inhibs, and we have Baron. Alright? We don't have to do anything. Don't panic, guys. We don't have to do anything. They're the ones who are panicking. Uh, this is all a little bit int, right? This guy's inting, this guy's inting a little bit, but it's fine. We all get out. The big thing is we don't want to engage, okay? When you're in this position, you've got 6 billion super minions, you've got all the time in the world, the enemy's shitting themselves. They have to engage, they have to do something, or the game ends. So here, all we did was play for disengage, all we did was yell back, and just no one die, no one use anything, let them blow all their shit, because they have to get an engage, right? We managed to dodge it, so they use 4 ults, they're very sad. So now they've got to do it again without 4 ults. So the game's even more fucked now. Here we are. Absolutely struggling, getting worse by the second. Finally go for something. It actually looks kind of nice, and then it doesn't look nice anymore. And the game's a very clean end, right? Very, very nice to see. So when you're ending and you got all that time on your hands, you don't need to rush it. You can just go very slow. You can let the minions do the job, and you can rest knowing the enemy has to do something. So this goes back to those examples before, where they all run forward, they expose themselves. So they're using CC to try and give themselves their team someone to hit. You're using CC right in front of your carries just to get free kills, and then re-engage when it's time to. And then this is a bad example. This is from 2 weeks ago as well, actually. No, I think the first clip was a week ago, and this one was 2 weeks ago. So I think we learned a little something. So this is a bad example. So one, we dump Rumble for fun. That's probably not a good thing to do. Don't do that, guys. All right, so I'm on Rakan, and I'm a very excited boy right now because I want to end the game. We can all agree this looks pretty good, right? That's 3 people. There's a guy in that guy's spelly. I chump 4. That looks pretty good on paper, right? You guys want to go for the montage? That looks pretty nice. Doesn't end up being too nice. Exactly that. I was dying for 3. We weren't dealing any damage. And they get to all just reset on 1 HP and be happy boys. And so we don't end up ending here. How sad is that? How different that fight would have been if you had Rumble ult. Yeah, that's very true. But we didn't. It's right. We won this game, guys. So it's fine. Everything's fine. We won this game. Wrong. Everything that is wrong. That's completely wrong. This is the saddest thing you guys will ever see in your life. For me, at least. This was from the series that I was taking clips from. Big semifinal, best of 5 match. We're in the exact same position yet again. Yet again, boys. We're in the exact same position. All right, 3 inhibs, Baron. Game is completely done. Win this game, one more game. We're going to grand final. We'll be heading to MSI. Beautiful. You guys saw Penton at MSI, didn't you? How great did we play? Oh, wait, we weren't there. Oh, no. Here we are. We're all doing a great job. See, look, they're looking for something, right? This guy's hooking minions. He's botting out. Alright, we try for something. Looks pretty good, right? This doesn't look anywhere near as good as the first clip does it, right? Okay, we can definitely blame my teammates for dying to Fountain Laser. That's fine. But that position of dying to Fountain Laser never would have happened if our Leona doesn't throw a random ult, and you can see how absolutely ecstatic I am about this situation. And we lost this game, by the way. So there you go, guys. I am a happy boy. I look very stressed. So right, we can all argue, hey, this guy's a free kill, take the free kill. I did argue with my teammates for like a whole day about this. Hey, but at the end of the day, right, they are desperate. Nautilus is hooking minions trying to get an engage. All we have to do is wait for them to int for the engage. Eventually, Aurelia and Xin do this, And instead of me not having my ult up and none of my abilities and my Hecarim dashing forward, we're 5 men. I still have ult up. We absolutely one-shot this guy in CC or this guy in CC, and then the game ends. So it's a lot nicer. Exactly that, right? It's the exact same thing as when you're contesting a dragon, right? If they want the dragon, they have to engage on you. There's no threat on you. You don't have any constraint. You guys can just absolutely bing chill, save all of your important cooldowns. For that, exactly what I told you before, guys, is when you don't have someone to hit, or the people that you have to hit are dead and you need new people to hit, then you use your abilities. So here, they go in, we just one-shot them, and then I might still have my E up or something for a re-engage to kill the carries at the end, but regardless. But instead, we throw all our abilities out and we're very sad and we don't go to MSI. Alright. Sad for me. Um, I think that's most of what I've got. I think I might have another random game to throw up. Where am I? So 3. Oh, it's already in my folder. Alright, so that's kind of all the basic concepts of team fighting that we wanted to talk about. So when you're a tank, you don't want to take free damage, right? If your team's dealing damage, you don't have to put your health bar on the line. You don't have to waste any important cooldowns, especially CC. When you're a carry, all you have to do is look out for things that can kill you. So the scary assassin guy, you have to find out where he is, or any kind of CC thing that is a threat to you. You just figure out where it is, and once it's down, you start going ham. Um, you're on TV. You are on TV. Which one are you, by the way, Dylan, in this game?
I'm the Shen.
You're the Shen. Okay, your Sonar is the worst player I've ever seen in my life. I watched this real quick. Holy shit, my eyes. This is very disjointed. Oh, and yeah, and flanking. Of course, flanking, guys. If you are playing a champion that can flank, you probably should. Probably. And you don't have to go in unless it's time to go in. And you don't have to go in if your team's dealing damage. Beautiful. Alright. A lot of shit happening here. We're just going to go through some random team fights, look at some object contests, and see what can be done better. And trying to apply everything from these pro games to a random solo queue game, which we can do. It doesn't look anywhere near as clean, but it still works. So I think, I mean, it's pretty easy right now. There's 2 people dead. They probably shouldn't contest this at all. Well, they're all kind of just coming from the front, so this is going to suck. Holy shit, this Shen's so good. Look at that guy. He's a beast. Alright, so that guy's not the crazy Kiana I talked about. He's dead. And we've overchased and died. So I guess that's to do with chasing a division. You can look at it like that. This is going to be the exact same thing, chasing a division in again. This is something really cool, actually. We're kind of all stacked up on this. I guess it's fine, actually. I guess we just want to kill it and get out. Yeah, it's fine. We don't have to turn. Situations like this, if you're ever starting Baron, you guys need to ask yourself when you start the Baron, are we finishing the Baron or are we turning? Like, basically, not even just ask that. Ask, what do we do if the enemy turns up? What do we do? Because right now, I don't think anyone on this team has an idea of what we're doing, right? So, in theory, what do we have? We have Sonar Ult still. Okay, we hit Baron, and if anyone walks up to try and hit us while we're on it, I'm just going to Sonar Ult him and we one-shot him and then we walk out. Beautiful. That's our call. But, of course, if you're playing a human champion that isn't Sonar in this situation, hey, what do we do if they come? You need an answer, right? Is that answer you? Are you the Diana? Alright, I'm going to hide somewhere. So we start Baron. Where are you hiding? Anywhere you want. You can hide here, go like this. You can hide here, go like this. You can hide over this wall and flash over. Something here. Wherever you want. But try and find it. That's why we buy Sweeper on flanking champions mid lane. That's why we buy Sweeper on support, all that good stuff. Set yourself up for that. So pop lens. Stand here with your lens going. Don't go clear a ward. That's really not important. You just have to be in a good position and chill. Oh, have we chased into their vision again? Oh, that's one thing I mentioned in my my big recap, guys, is chasing into vision. We don't want to do that, so we're gonna chuck it on Dylan team POV and see who's being a naughty boy. So what? Dragons in 24 seconds. Oh, yeah, entered, but that's fine. We can still win the fight. So we want to all play in here, trying to do a cheese. All right, don't do this. Don't be this guy in your solo queue game, guys. Dragons in 20 seconds. Don't do this. This is pretty crazy. But that's good. We've got it. That guy is literally dead, not functionally dead. Dragon is secured. 10 seconds. We go do it. And if they still want to contest, it's going to be that thing with vision again, guys. Here's our line. We don't have wards because our support's the worst player in the world. But we have our line in theory. Zed's position is awesome if we don't run forward, right? So the perfect thing is Zed's being a good boy. We go to dragon, we go to dragon. We're all here doing it. Zed's hiding here. The moment the enemy cross this line, right, you draw the invisible line, and then Zed comes behind them with Shen ult and kills everyone. Beautiful. We all turn off once they walk in. So we let the enemy walk in instead of running like this into their vision, and then we all die. Because it's very hard to play team fights when we can't see. Okay, we don't all die, but it doesn't look anywhere near as nice, right? Beautiful. It's just fun. We get to make fun of the big boss guys.
Oh no.
Alright, cool. We got the Baron. How are we turning? Alright, Zed's bot. He's trolling. Did you just fail Taunt Flash? Sorry, can we just get a replay on that? You sent me this video, alright. You brought it on yourself. Oh no, you did hit it. You flash taunted.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
that's
hit
fine.
that, I hit that.
You hit that. You did flash taunt, not taunt flash. That's old man mechanics, but it's fine. Cool,
We
and
got
we
the
get
job done.
inhib, and we're out. Let's go. Good job, boys. Dragon time. Got a few more fights in this. Alright, don't be flanking Sona. Alright, this team fight is looking awesome right now if our Sona's not here, right? We're formed up with all our boys. This is going to be one of those times where we're not inting to kill the dragon, right? You can imagine. We just have to wait for two things. We have to wait for this guy to be in position. We have to wait for our Shen to spawn and TP. So we don't start the fight yet. We don't start yet. TP starts. 2, 3 more seconds. So we give the dragon. Alright, everyone's here now. So we've got Zed behind. We've got 3 people formed up. We've got a TP coming in on top of them in the pit. They're fucked. Right? We come in behind them. We kill them everywhere. But we've jumped the gun. And our Sona is also flanking because he's an inter. This is another one of those examples where we wait, we let them have the dragon. Okay, it's soul. Maybe we try and flip it. Regardless, I don't think it actually matters. I think we give it to them, we kill them all, and then we end the game because we have supers. So we probably just give them soul and then kill them all. But we just play for the fight. Are we down here again, guys? I really like this spot. Okay, get wombo comboed. Oh, and then this one hurt. This one hurt my soul. Elder 20 seconds. But we're so split right now. It's a bit awkward. So there's a few things we can do here, guys, which is really nice. Because we have a Shen who has ult or TP up. We've got two concerns, right? We've got Elder Dragon. We've got super minions running up to our base and then in the game. All right, those are our two concerns. What is the way that we answer both of them? All right, we either group 5 mid, we run down mid, and we enter late, and we have, not as good positioning, right? Because we're walking into their vision, we're walking into their skill shots. Kiana can come behind, that can come from Fog of War. You're probably going to lose the fight. But you give it a go, right? That solves the solution. Other answer, this will always be a really hard time, guys, because we don't have team macro. But 4 people walk through here. We appear here. We've got a line, right? We're on the objective. We have control. The agency's on them again. We have the line. We leave Shen here with TP and ult. Shen can clear the minions. We can have the team fight positioning, and he can join us with ult. So this is only what you can do with TPs or globals. And also early game, if your whole team is formed up here and you're ever concerned about the enemy running down and taking a tower, first thing, it doesn't really matter. This is probably more important. And also they're bots, so they're not going to take it. They're just going to come here. If you're ever playing a flanking champion and your team is here, what you can often do is stay at your tower and just clear waves. Because what eventually happens is they enter this way. Your team is here. They enter this way. What does that make you? That makes you behind them. So you can stand in front of them, clear waves. Eventually they turn their back to you and walk in, and you're behind them. So if this is, not Shen, this is something human and wants to come behind, he can be behind. Beautiful. Oh, don't surrender. All right, so kind of to recap, guys. Most important one is just not inting your HP bar. If you have someone to hit them. Don't waste anything. Don't waste any resources trying to do more. Think about the Spartan choke, right? And think about enemy vision. You don't need to pass that line unless it's a reason to. Um, so fight on your vision. And think about how that enables flankers, right? Flanking is so OP. So think about how that enables flankers. And if you're playing a carry role, think about your role compared to what your threats are, which most of the time are flankers, are assassins, and are very impactful skill shots. And then, of course, in the end, do not do what I did and miss out on going to MSI because you want to kill a Nautilus. Let the minions end the game and save all of your cooldowns for when you need them. Beautiful. Good stuff, guys. All right, go out and smash it. Go out and smash your games. Let me know what you think. And yep, Dylan's dropped it in the chat below. We've got some coaching sessions with me. If you guys would ever like to have a little suss at one. For a few of you guys, I recognize some names. I've done some consultations, so if you haven't had a consultation, I'm happy. Just give me an ad, and I'll do a quick 15-minute little free review with you guys to give you an idea of what coaching session is like. Otherwise, check it out. Dylan's posted it, and have a good one, guys. Go smash it.